think really differently from how I just think. If I'm like sitting in a room, just like for example working on my maths, I don't really find that like super fun. But
None of us do.
So school kind of.
yeah, but then when you do like all kinds of make grass and sand, sticks and stones, it like makes you think in a different way than you usually do. Like that's like sitting in a room and just working in a book.
Thank you. Sana?
Can I just talk for you?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. So it was pretty risky when we went to the path to go to our beach because it was very dangerous. Like whenever someone would go, we would always get hurt.
We never
But like scratches, like a tiny bit hurt. I remember this one time we went and we found a cage with, I think, a rat and a squirrel. Was it a
I
squirrel?
think it was a deer mouse.
And
Yes.
so we just set it free, and it was fun.
Yeah.
And walking on the path was probably one of my favorite parts because I got to see many things and many animals sometimes. At the beach, when we were doing math and stuff, at school I would normally feel stressed, but on the beach, it kind of, I was relaxed and chilled out and not stressed. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Elisa?
Well, I felt like more free than in the classroom. It felt really nice and I felt like I learned more than in the classroom because we were always being creative and tried to find stuff like things we need for making a graph or something like that. And like everyone would go exploring everywhere. Mostly every time we went it was me that got hurt. So yeah, it felt really nice. Then it felt nice in the classroom.
So, Elisa, how, I just want them to sort of envision, so the path to the Cedar Beach, how long did it take us to walk?
I think it took us half an hour, 14 minutes. Yeah, long.
Yeah, depending on which way.
Yeah. So it's like a path through the rocks and a path through the forest. And so every time, I think it was shorter of the rocks, but it was harder to go because usually it was like high tide.
Okay, thank you for that. That was really, really, really nice. So, I guess I would, for you guys, the floor is open, I think. Yeah, or you guys can keep going.
And can I talk about Banjo?
Thank you, I was hoping somebody would, yeah.
Okay, so we went to Banjo and that was
What's Banjo?
It was a group of, it's like a school. Yeah, they're Burmese kids. And first it was, we started as teaching them science. And every Thursday we'd go and teach them science because it was part of our project. And we wanted to, after we do it in school, we do it with them. And we try and do stuff like making a volcano. We've got lots of videos on our website, and that was really fun. And a lot of us, we had an exhibition last year, and I think you may know about that. And
They don't.
so we all picked a project that we've been working on. Like it's been all part of that year. And some of us picked helping with Banjo and stuff, so there's even a few people here that you might be interested in.
Okay, so for the exhibition, what I did was, because I And James, you said that something it was best to choose something that was your passion. So my passion is wakeboarding. It's this extreme sport that I really like, and I wanted to teach the Burmese kids how to wakeboard. So that's what I did. But that was challenging, and that was some of the things that was hard because they didn't speak English at all. Like you taught them a bit, but if you said how are you, they wouldn't understand. So it was like that's how our creativity got bigger because we had to use body language to get the teacher to translate and show them, and so that was a bit of a challenge. But they really liked the idea of trying to wakeboard, so they found it fun. I just have something to add about the beach thing, like because every Thursday about the thing we went out of the school. Because at the White Crew, the teacher day, I did John said about a speech something about that everyone learns something, like everyone learns something right now. And that made me think, and I think he said it too, that you learn more stuff outside classroom. Because like most people, when we're kids, we're only in classroom for 10% of our life. And then the rest of our lives we mostly go outside, and that's when we're outside learning. So it's actually not something we do learn more in the classroom, you do learn more outside. Yeah.
Anybody want to share more about Banjo?
I can. With Banjo, we taught them English, so we've been teaching them English too, and they taught us a bit of Burmese, and we're learning numbers and all that. So that was a really fun experience, and we played football with them. We had a game nearly every week. Yeah, stuff like that. We brought them to the school, I think, one day, and we played on the pirate ship, I think, and that was really fun because it was cool the way they looked at our school. There were so many things to do, and they didn't stay in such a big area. And when coming to the school, they were just running around, and it was cool to share the experience. And it felt really good to be able to have the opportunity to work with something like this.
Okay, I just want to add something a little bit about the Burmese kids, just so you know like how most of them are. I'm saying one word, daredevils. They are like, they can just do stuff that I would never be able to do, and they are really crazy. And just jump around, do flips, do stuff. They're just, yeah, that's what I want to say.
Okay, and I'm going to add, we took them swimming in Tanyapura. That's what I don't know if all of them could swim, but even the little ones, because they have this little pool there, that the little ones went in. But that was also cool, because we actually taught them to try to do a swimming race, like we split up in teams and stuff. So yeah, but I have something to tell was emotionally, because when we went there, well, I kind of felt a bit like, wow, but the first time I saw it, I was a bit like, wow, look how privileged we are. Like, they just had a computer or something. Like, when they brought to school, they had maybe a little toy. That's maybe a computer for them. So I thought a bit how it must be for them in their environment. Things, yeah.
Were they happy, Christian?
Sorry?
Were they
yeah, they're
happy?
happy what they had, but they maybe they'd be even more happier if they had some stuff, but they felt happy what they had, and we gave lots of donations, and so they were happy for what they had, and we came to visit, they were always happy, and yeah.
I think they've had a kind of tough life because they had to cross the border of Thailand or something to get here. So they've had a tough life, and they shouldn't really be in Thailand right now. That they and their mom and dads are at work while they're at school a lot, and yeah, we nearly saw them every Thursday, and we just did lots of stuff, and we connected them with school, and that was
Okay, Max and Elise.
Also when we were there for some project that we did with them, we were in like groups. So like we all had our own individual group. With I think like 4 or 5 students in it. And so yeah, the first few times I was there, I had this group with I think 5 people. Then all of a sudden, like I think it was like the 5th time I went there, I just like one of them was just gone. And I was like wondering like, where he was and stuff, and then he never came back.
So like first when we came there were like about 30 kids. Then there were less kids were at the school because like they lived in another place and they couldn't get to the school anymore. But now there's a lot more kids. There's 50. So now it's getting bigger and happy.
So I don't know if you want to talk about that. Talk about what you did.
Okay, so normally there's 50 kids, and for my exhibition I raised money for them, and they were getting less and less kids every day because they don't pay for the school, their education, they only pay for the bus to get to the school. And so I heard some of them couldn't afford the bus anymore, and also the school couldn't afford the bus to go pick up the students. So I raised money for the bus so they could get to school. And now I think there's more than 50 kids there. Now there's about 80 kids. Yeah, and they've also moved to a new location. Like their school is now much better. And yeah.
Christian?
Because we did lots of activities with like Ben said before, and that was what they made them really happy. Like maybe it was a bit more challenging for them to make. Like one time I wasn't there, but I just saw the video like yesterday that when I went to do my exhibition teaching, then they did a little treasure hunt like around the new location, and that was like that was maybe really fun for them. But so I just wanted to add about the beach thing. Something that's really hard is like the walking thing because it was like 1.5 kilometers, and it was just really hot, and that made out like the hot weather and how like the walking that made maybe our thinking a bit that was what made thinking a bit more harder.
So,
This is just, well, every time we would go to like Bangzhou, the school, we would film, and after we would put the video of what we filmed onto our blog. We have this blog, PYPAJ it's called, and we just put up the videos and sometimes homework, and we could just reflect on the videos and watch them whenever we can. So, also have a picture of them.
I can't show them.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Okay. So going back to the hack schooling thing and what Jane said, so she was an administrator and she's worried about writing and she's worried about literacy and math because that's what universities want. So can someone, and be totally honest, just talk about your learning. Like, do you think you learned on the beach, basically?
I know.
Yeah, go ahead, Christian.
Well, maybe we didn't know if we actually were learning, but I think I was like learning because the work we've been doing in the classroom, we would bring it out in the new activity. I remember that we made a bar graph all together by using nature materials to use a bar graph about to show different like how the locations of different worlds are. So that's how we like learn something. Also, maybe just sitting by doing the poetry thing. That was maybe a bit easier because there was nature around us and it was like peaceful kind of. There wasn't really any noise around us. Only our classmates around, but that's like, so we did learn stuff, and we also learned from the Banjo kids how they, that's the what I mean, yeah, about and how the Banjo kids are. Then we learned about their environment and how they live and like that. Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't burn any electronics except the camera's film, and sometimes an iPad like for the geocaching thing. Yeah. So it was like a no electronic day.
So yeah, we kind of learned, like at Banjo we learned Burmese because they would teach us. And at the beach, well, it was hard to learn that because it was hard to see the graph that John James would like sometimes write in the sand. But we were learning, and I liked, mostly I really loved to write the spoken word on the beach because I love writing, and it was just really fun.
So there was one more thing. It's not really a part of school, but we had a camp there, and we invited everyone in the PYP or everyone in school that wanted to come, and we camped on that beach, and we the next day or that day we went and cleaned up the whole beach because people just kept coming in and dumping the rubbish and stuff. So we just got lots of plastic bags and went in and cleaned the whole beach, and that was something that.
That was a parent, so these guys were, Tal was there, Ralph was there, Marina was there. So we went and cleaned our secret beach one night.
We did lots of beach cleanups there again. And like that's where we actually went and did our beach cleanups like mostly every time. But the thing about math, we also have to be thinking about when we did the nature math on the beach because the tide a lot of times really like high up, almost touching was going in the forest. So that's what we had to think about where we're gonna do it and if the tide's gonna wash it away.
I'll let you guys catch your breath. I'll just show a quick Banjo video just so you have a better idea. And then if you guys, I'd like you guys to ask some questions if you have any.